Welcome to Gordon Sports Picks. Let's get this bread. This is where we turn chump change to hundreds and hundreds to thousands. Let's go. If you look below, you'll find my Patreon link. You can add me on my Patreon link if you want my future bets, my future parlays, my Hail Mary parlays. And the Hail Mary parlay is just when I combine bets from this week with other UFC events throughout the month, so you can get more money, better odds, and you won't just have parlays for this week's fight card. So if you want action, picks of what I'm putting my money down on, the exact way I'm putting my money down on, you want to get on to my Patreon. But moving on, let's get into it. Let's get this bread.
Round one, fight!
Okay, so these are my quick picks. We're not going to spend too much time. I'm just going to give you my prediction. First fight of the night, we got Julio Arce versus Daniel Santos. Julio Arce, 17-5, 32 years old, and a 70-inch reach. His opponent, Willie Cat Daniel Santos, 10-1, 27-year-old. His reach is unknown. I'm going to be going with the more experienced fighter, and Julio Arce. Julio Arce has been more active. He's well-rounded. I just don't know too much about Daniel Santos. I see he's got heart, but he hasn't fought in, I think, over 2 years. So because of these reasons, I'm going to have to side with the more experienced fighter. Next fight, we have Pierrot Rodriguez versus Hansen. Pierrot Rodriguez is 7-0. She's 29 years old. She's going to have 63.5 reach. Her opponent, Hansen, is 7-5, 22 years old, and 63-inch reach. So Pierre is going to have half an inch over her opponent, Hansen. I'm going with Pierrot Rodriguez, the prospect. From what I've seen, she's got great striking. Her takedown defense is not bad at all. So that's what Hansen will be trying to use. She's going to be trying to use her grappling and her wrestling, which I deem okay, mediocre. Because of these reasons, I'm going to side with Pierrot Rodriguez, and we're going to be moving on. Next tell of the tape, Anthony Hernandez versus Josh Friend. Anthony Hernandez, 8-2, 28 years old, 75-inch reach. His opponent, Josh, 9-2, 28 years old, 76.5-inch reach. I like what I saw from Anthony Hernandez going against Rodolfo Vieira. Let's be honest here. Rodolfo Vieira is a excellent jiu-jitsu specialist, but he has no gas tank, no cardio, and that was why he got beat in the second round, and Anthony Hernandez was able to submit him. Josh will not have that problem, although he's taking this fight on short notice. I've reviewed his footage. He's been active in the gym training, and he stays ready. And when you stay ready, you never have to get ready. I'm going to be siding with the underdog, Josh Friend. Next fight, a very low-level fight, Oleski versus Jared Vanderaa. Oleski is 59, 16-1, and he's 44 years old with an 80-inch reach. And his opponent, Jared Vanderaa, is 12-7, 29 years old with an 80-inch reach. Now, typically I go with the more younger fighter in this type of situation, but it really is a match you do not want to lay any type of money on at all. You want to make bread, and this is not a making bread matchup. If I had to make a pick, gun to my head, I'm going to lean with Oleski. This is a submission versus striker matchup. You got Oleski. If he gets this fight to the ground, it's probably going to be a submission. Jared Vanderaa has any chance of winning, it's probably going to be by knockout. But I'm going to go with Oleski. I'm just not impressed with Jared Vanderaa and his striking or anything for that matter. And this will be one of those matches where whoever loses is probably getting cut from the UFC. My pick, Oleski. Next fight up, we have Vic Pichel versus Mark Madsen. Vic Pichel is 14-2, 39 years old, 72-inch reach. His opponent, the Olympian Mark Madsen, undefeated, 11-0, 37 years old, 72-inch reach. Vic Pichel has the better striking, better volume, but his takedown defense is not there. It's not present, but I'm still worried with Mark Madsen because his cardio really isn't there. He has a great wrestling background, hence the name the Olympian. And when you put those two together, bad takedown defense versus our Olympic wrestler, it's a no-brainer that you have to side with Mark Madsen, and that's my pick. Next fight, we have Mickey Gall versus Mike Mallett. Mickey Gall, 7-4, 30 years old, 74-inch reach. His opponent, Mike Mallett, 7-1-1, 30 years old, 73-inch reach. Now, Mickey Gall has cardio issues, but he is the more experienced fighter. This is a typical grappler versus grappler matchup. They're both the same age. I'm going to lean towards Mike Mallett simply based off cardio. Mike Mallett is my pick. Next tale of the tape, we have Aspen Ladd versus Raquel Pennington. Aspen is 9-2, 27 years old, and she has a 68-inch reach. Her opponent, Raquel Rocky Pennington, is 13-8, 33 years old, with a 67.5-inch reach. My pick is going to be Raquel Pennington. She has the better striking. She has great movement. Aspen Ladd grappling isn't all that impressive to me. I don't think she'll be able to get Pennington to the ground. However, if she does, I think Pennington is more well-rounded. I think Pennington will be able to get back up and keep the movement and distance and just pick Aspen Ladd apart. I got Raquel Pennington for the win. Next fight, we have Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Marcin Tibira. Jairzinho Rozenstruik is 12-3, 34 years old, with a 78-inch reach. His opponent, Marcin Tibira, is 22-7, 36 years old, 6'3" reach. I'm going with Rozenstruik to knock out Marcin Tibira. I've seen improvements in his takedown defense, and I think if you get these two in a striking match, it's a no-brainer that Jairzinho Rozenstruik is the man to put your bread on. For these reasons, I'm going with Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Next fight, the future, Iangary, 8-0, undefeated, 24 years old, 74-inch reach, versus Darian Weeks, 5-1, 28 years old, 72-inch reach. I'm siding with Gary. I wasn't very impressed with Iangary's UFC debut, if I'm being honest, but nor was I with Darian Weeks. I do think Iangary is going to be the younger fighter. He's going to have the longer reach, and I do think this line is a bit wide. I think it should be more closer, but I am going to have Iangary as my pick. Their grappling will cancel out each other, and then you just got a standard striking match, which you have to lean Iangary. Next fight, Mackenzie Dern versus Tecia Torres. Mackenzie Dern, 11-2, 29 years old, 63-inch reach. Her opponent, 13-5, 32 years old, and 61-inch reach. A lot of people are on the underdog who isn't an underdog anymore. Now the lines have changed Mackenzie Dern, but I'm going to take the complete opposite. I like Tecia Torres. I like her movement. I like her striking. Mackenzie's Dern wrestling isn't present to me. I don't see any type of wrestling. Her grappling, however, is great. But here's the thing. If you can't get the fight down to the ground, you can't use your jiu-jitsu. You can't submit your opponent if you don't have the wrestling to get your opponent down. Because of these reasons, I think Torres will grind out a decision and win by picking her opponent apart on the feet. Now, moving on to the welterweight division. We got Gilbert Dorino Burns versus Khamzat Boris Chimaev. Gilbert Burns, 20-4 record, 35 years old, 71-inch reach. Khamzat Chimaev, undefeated, 10-0, 27 years old, 75-inch reach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with Khamzat Chimaev to smash Gilbert Burns in the second round. I'm going to give Gilbert Burns some respect and says he makes it out the first round. But my pick is Khamzat Chimaev by knockout. The co-main event of the evening for the UFC Bantamweight Championship 5-round event. You got Funk Master Aljamain Sterling versus No Mercy Peter Yan. Aljamain Sterling, record 20-3, 32 years old, 71-inch reach. His opponent, 16-2, 29 years old, 67-inch reach. This is one of those battles where the striking and the boxing is on another level. I think Peter Yan knocks out Aljamain Sterling and gets his championship belt back. He's 16-2, as I stated before, but he should really be 17-1. He didn't lose to Aljamain Sterling. He got DQ'd. So let me rephrase that. He did lose to Aljamain Sterling, but he got DQ'd. Disqualified for a illegal knee, but he was about to take Aljamain Sterling's head off up until that point. So my pick is Peter Yan, knockout, round 3. Moving on to the main event of the evening. Aleksandar Volkanovski, 23-1, 33 years old, 71.5 reach. His opponent, the Korean Zombie, is 17-6, 35 years old, 72-inch reach. I'm going with the champion, Aleksandar Volkanovski, to knock out Chang Zhang in the second round. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Remember, if you want to follow me in my picks, click the link below, my Patreon link, to get the bets that I will be putting down and my future picks. I already got some parlays in mixed with this week and next week. And yeah, if you want action on that, go ahead and support me in my Patreon. I appreciate your time and for watching the channel.